Buongiorno dall'India, sono in Punjab, un posto dove non ero ancora stata. Sono qui per documentare, per raccontarvi di una cosa molto interessante e molto bella che sta succedendo in India in questo momento. Come alcuni di voi sanno, sono una grande amante dei cammini, infatti sono qui proprio per raccontarvi un cammino, o meglio uno yatra. In hindi yatra vuol dire appunto cammino, marcia, viaggio, e questo yatra è lo yatra di Rahul Gandhi. Per chi non lo conoscesse, Rahul Gandhi è il leader dell'Indian National Congress, il partito secolare fondato nel 1885 di cui ha fatto parte anche Mahatma Gandhi. Rahul Gandhi non ha nessuna parentela con il Mahatma, ma il suo nome e la storia della sua famiglia sono strettamente intrecciate a quelle dell'India. Il bisnonno, Jawaharlal Nehru, la nonna, Indira Gandhi, e il padre, Rajiv Gandhi, sono tutti stati i primi ministri del paese. Sia Indira che Rajiv Gandhi sono entrambi stati assassinati. La madre di Rahul è Sonia Gandhi, italiana, l'attuale presidente del Congress. A settembre Rahul Gandhi, insieme ad altri esponenti del Congress, si è messo in cammino per la sua Bharat Jodo Yatra, che vuol dire marcia per l'India unita, per percorrere insieme l'India a piedi, da sud a nord, partendo da Kanyakumari, in Tamil Nadu, per arrivare a Srinagar, in Kashmir, a febbraio. 150 giorni, 3.570 km di marcia attraverso 12 stati e migliaia di persone coinvolte. Un evento che molto probabilmente passerà alla storia per le sue proporzioni. Rahul cammina in nome di un'India unita e durante la marcia parla con le persone che incontra per strada per ascoltare i veri problemi che la gente affronta quotidianamente nel paese. Inflazione, disoccupazione e discriminazione, i punti più discussi. Questa marcia mi sembra una marcia molto umana, quindi volevo venire qui a vedere con i miei occhi cosa stava succedendo, e per qualche giorno camminerò con le persone che sono in marcia, alcuni da settembre. Quindi pronti? Partiamo! Bharat Mata Ek Jodo, Jodo, Bharat Jodo. Si inizia a camminare all'alba e si finisce quando il sole scende, percorrendo circa 25 km al giorno. Ogni giorno a metà tappa vengono allestiti dei campi dove gli yatri, le persone che marciano a fianco di Rahul Gandhi, possono fare una sosta per riposarsi e mangiare qualcosa, tutto gratuito. Mentre camminavo ho parlato con diverse persone. C'è chi marcia da mesi, chi da giorni, chi marcia scalzo. Facendo due parole con gli yatri è subito chiaro che a spingerli a mettersi in cammino è stato soprattutto l'amore per il proprio paese e per la diversità che lo popola. Diversità messa sempre più a dura prova dalla campagna d'odio dell'attuale governo che discrimina, neanche troppo velatamente, musulmani, minoranze etniche del nord-est e anche i Dalit, quelli che una volta venivano chiamati gli intoccabili, ovvero gli ultimi degli ultimi. And what's the most beautiful thing of this yatra?
Every day we are getting a chance to meet many people. Different culture and different languages. All we look different, but we are one.
This yatra is about spreading humanity, spreading oneness, and what I have seen from Kanyakumari till here, humanity.
The people love. Now I'm working with a group of people, different languages, different states people, and we are all united as a family. Right? It's very personal, it's emotional.
There is one place where literally and metaphorically so many different people are coming together.
India cannot be united with hate. It has to be with love.
Amore e unità sembrano essere i temi portanti di questo yatra, temi che ho avuto l'occasione di discutere direttamente con Rahul Gandhi. Abbiamo fatto una bella chiacchiera, abbiamo discusso di tante cose, tra cui ovviamente l'India, la diversità e uno dei miei temi portanti, la bellezza.
How you define beauty?
There's no definition, it's so personal. Yes.
No, but if you look at the fashion definition of beauty, right? It's actually defining beauty as something that it's not.
Yes, it's
right?
creating
Because that person could be
an idea of beauty that is not
It's like a
real.
It's like a mask.
Yeah. What is beauty to you?
Beauty to me is compassion, is having the courage to face the truth.
And that's something we need today.
What I find ugly is when you lie to yourself.
Absolutely.
When you say, okay, this is me, and you know it's not you, and you're something else, and you're not ready to accept it. So for me, the heart of beauty is observation. So if you're observing accurately, that's beauty.
And what's the most beautiful thing about India to you?
That's like asking, what's the most beautiful thing about a river? Or what's the most beautiful thing about a forest? Or what's the most beautiful thing about the rain? Right? India is a process. India is like a huge living being which is on a journey. Right? So the whole thing is beautiful. The everything in it has beauty. The question is, are you able to put yourself in a perspective where you can see it? Right? So if I'm swimming in a river and I only see, you know, the little 2 feet in front of me, and then I say, oh, I really like this part of the river. It's because you're not seeing the rest. You don't have the vision to see the rest. So to me, silence is beauty. Right? Pause is beauty. Observation is beauty.
You don't get a lot of silence in India.
No, there's a lot of silence.
A lot of honkings.
No. See, there's silence actually. This is clutter. Underneath, if you listen carefully, underneath this, there is silence. It's like when you do photography, right? You take an image. The image, everything around the image is silence. Right? So you focus on this and this is silence. So the background is always silence. You have to listen properly. Okay. Here Western people, they get little shocked by the chaos. This is like, it's chaos.
Has it ever overwhelmed you? Never. Or you grew up around it too?
My family was a melting pot of cultures. My mother is Italian, so there was my Italian grandfather, and then there was my Indian grandmother, and they used to sit on the table together. Two totally different worlds. But they could speak, like they could understand each other. Italy in that way is very similar to India.
Sometimes, yeah. Plus I think we're all different, and I think diversity is richness, is something really to protect. But underneath, sotto, we're all the same. Like we all want the same thing. We all want, especially one thing, which is love. And I'm seeing a lot of that here, love. I like that a lot.
No anger here.
Yeah. And yatra means, one of the meaning is journey, right?
Yeah.
And every journey, especially physical, like that, changes you.
Yeah.
So how is this yatra changing you?
These journeys, what you learn from them always comes, in my view, 6-7 months later.
Okay.
So when you're in it, you're like, okay, that's interesting. I'm seeing things like that in a slightly different way. But the shift in perspective comes later, in my view. What I found here is that there's tremendous pain right now in India because of unemployment. Basically the failure of the economic model, which has happened in the West. It's happened in Italy. It's happened here as well. So non c'è una visione. Il visione è crollato. Allora c'è rabbia, c'è paura, ma non c'è direzione. So the idea of the yatra was to get a sense of that feeling and to bring people together and say, look, by fighting, by being angry, by being upset, you're not going to build a vision. So you have to walk together, talk together, be loving to each other, embrace each other, and then you'll get the answer. So it's almost two visions of India. One is hard, aggressive, narcissistic, fascist, which is what the RSS and the BJP are placing on the table, violent, fearful. And then there's another one which is gentle, observing, humble. this walking on the road by everybody is an act of humility, right? It's also difficult. It's painful. Walking 3,000 kilometers hurts.
Yeah.
It's not, so it reminds you that you come from the earth. So these are good values, particularly for the politics. Personally also, my level of patience has just completely like skyrocketed. I never imagined, because there's no choice. There's no choice at all. And then also listening, observing people, understanding where they're coming from. You meet so many people, you listen to them, so you have to assimilate that. You have to think about it. So that's been very useful for me.
What's the thing that touched you the most of this?
The resilience of people is unbelievable. So I mean, maybe people from all countries are like this, but the resilience of the people I'm meeting is shocking. Like the amount of punishment they can take and just carry on happily. It's quite unbelievable. But even you're giving up fashion photography is an act of resilience. No? It's an act of observation.
I couldn't sleep at night.
Yeah, because there's also, see, when you do these type of things, what people underestimate is the psychic pain that you're going through. You think there's none, but it's actually hurting you. Like it's causing trauma, but you brush it aside.
Yeah, and we don't give enough attention to mental health today too. Like it's so important. It's such a vital part of every day, and also society will function better if you have mentally healthier people. So.
But Indian culture, in my opinion, I might be wrong, but Indian culture is much better at dealing with these issues than Western culture.
Yeah. There's still stigmas in the West.
So the West tries to resolve internal problems through the outside. That's generally the approach, right?
And the West always thinks they know better, they're better, and I don't like that mentality. And that's why I do what I do. That's why I travel to see how diverse the world is and to love it for it. And
so every person, right, or every culture is designed for its environment, is designed for its place. So there's nothing known as a superior culture or an inferior culture. That's what works over there. If you were I worked in Europe. If I was to try and use Indian structures to function there, I would struggle.
Yeah, definitely.
And if you were to come here and try to use Western concepts, you'd struggle.
Also because the way we see reality is different.
Different
realities. But there's not always right or wrong. That's what I'm learning.
Exactly.
The more I go on, that nothing is black or white. Like there's so much nuance. There's so many shades. And
so in the West, the concept of an idea is completely different than in India. So in the West, you have an idea. In the East, an idea has you.
Yeah, that's true. I feel closer to Eastern mentality.
That's why you're walking here.
Yeah. I have to end this. How do you think you feel when this is all over?
Yeah, that's like, for example, they're off days. Where every 8 days we stop. So then on those off days, you're like, okay, now
what am I going to do with my life?
What's going to happen now? Where, But there'll be the next thing will come. The journey itself produces a new journey. From inside the journey, another thing emerges. But it's nice.
If you could sum up this yatra in one word, what would the word be?
Unity.
Oneness.
Unite India.
Diversity.
Unity.
The yatra is in the emotion. Once we all reach home, We're going to continue with our community, with our villagers, with all the people we interact and all. The message will be passed on, and so on. This Yatra continues for life.
Quando un lungo cammino finisce, lascia sempre una sensazione dolce amara addosso. Quando lo Yatra arriverà a Srinagar, gli Yatri torneranno a casa alle loro vite e Rahul Gandhi inizierà la campagna elettorale per le elezioni del 2024. Non ci capisco molto di politica, ma ci capisco qualcosa di umanità e Rahul Gandhi mi è sembrato un uomo molto umano e col cuore nel posto giusto. Quindi, buona fortuna a lui e spero con tutto il cuore che il suo sogno di un'India unita e libera dall'odio diventi al più presto realtà. Ma in vita mia avrei pensato di chiedere a Rahul Gandhi cos'è la bellezza. Anche questa volta, grazie per essere venuti con me e ci vediamo nel prossimo video.